I'm currently running a workshop on how to run and win local issue-based campaigns. So I've put together a 10-point simple plan on how to do it. You know, NGOs, the social sector, the community sector, often, we run on the smell of an oily rag. We don't have a lot of money, a lot of financial resource, a lot of people resource, so we have to be really clever about how we go about it. There's often industry with a lot of money, a lot of power, a lot of influence. So this plan is about how local community groups or NGOs can put together a campaign and how to win. So there's 10 points. We go through each of them and we'll teach people how to actually go about running a local campaign. We're going to break into groups and each group's going to pick a campaign, an actual campaign that they want to run, and then we'll go through each of the 10 steps and they will practically, hands-on, put together the plan for how they're going to run that local campaign. So I'll present each of the 10 steps, and then as we present the steps they will develop that campaign. So in the 90-minute workshop, what we're going to do is have people at the end of it have a plan for how they'll put that campaign together. One of the most important parts of running a campaign is defining what victory looks like. Often it's one of the mistakes that people make. They're really passionate about an issue, they really want to fight against something or for something, but they haven't sat down and they haven't worked out what does victory look like. So when we get to the end of this, what defines success for us? It's really important right at the start that you have that conversation. Sometimes, for example, you might know when you've done your environmental scan that you don't have a majority at the council or a majority in Parliament to support your legislation or the issue that you care about. There might be some legislation up for debate, and you might know when you've done your environmental analysis and your environmental scan that you simply do not have the votes needed to pass that legislation. So you have to think that through and say, well, when we get to the end of this campaign, what will victory look like then if it's not passing a piece of legislation or stopping a piece of legislation? Maybe it's about engaging the community in the conversation, and as part of the campaign developing a list of 100 community leaders that are going to step up and advocate for you when the legislation or when the issue comes up again next time. So you have to think through right at the start, what is it that we want to achieve in this campaign? People are really passionate about the issue, so it's quite easy to get them animated and having conversations about it. And often people will have had experience in a campaign as well. They'll have ideas of what went well and what didn't. But giving it a framework, a 10-point simple plan, allows people to actually go through it step by step and be quite systematic about how they do that and how they put together that campaign plan. People are really passionate, but they want the tools to be able to put it all together. I want people to go back to their community and to have some tools to help them run local campaigns, and to realise that it can be quite simple to put together a campaign. It can also be very complicated. There are whole books written on each of these 10 steps, but you don't have to overcomplicate it as long as you follow kind of simple, systematic steps along the way. You can go back to your community, you can gather people around you, and the message that is on the front of this booklet, which is really important to me, is a Margaret Mead quote, which is, "Never doubt that a small group of committed, thoughtful citizens can change the world. Indeed, it is the only thing that ever has." That people do have power. If they collect a few people around them, and those people are really committed to a goal, they can achieve that goal if they're really focused on it.